Perfect. Got a new mic. Pretty excited about it. Should sound a lot more crisp than I was before, but I don't know if it's a whole lot different.
I think I can see or hear the difference.
Well, yeah, it's about a $2,000 increase, so.
That'll do it.
Well, it was a gift. So. It's pretty. It does a lot of shit that I don't understand yet. Interesting. Like the audio coming in is quite loud compared to my audio going out. I wish that like DMCA wasn't such a big deal.
Right.
I'd love to be able to be like play some music through my machine while streaming. Like even if it's not on the stream. I mean, there's probably a way. I just haven't figured it out. I end up just throwing an AirPod into one ear and doing it that way. But now with all this technology I've got set up right here, the interferences doesn't really like that to work. Are we... Am I missing something? Okay. So nobody's having issues yet. But you and I are the ones here. Oh, there's Reed. Man, I should have gotten like a beer or a soda or something before I started.
Too late now.
It is too late. Hello, Deputy.
Hello, how we doing?
Hello.
We're doing. We are doing. Oh. We've got the other. We've got Mr. Daly.
Hello.
Hello. Now we're just waiting on SJ. We left off with an assassination attempt, right?
Yep.
Good. That's what I was hoping for. Put my notes in the right place. What time is it over there? It's like 9 o'clock? No, it's like 12 o'clock. Over across the pond. Let's just DM her directly. Well, I'll give her a few more minutes. I hate to be pushy. We'll see if that gets her attention. Well, I talked to a buddy who said that she was planning on being here, so we shall see. No, I didn't pull up any Hero Lab online. I really don't want to. But I guess I should. Come on. Come on. Anyone filed their taxes yet?
I looked into it, but haven't gone through with it.
Not yet.
Okay. I did. And I did a very itemized tax deduction. Tax deduction? That's not what I mean. I itemized my taxes. And just curious on how long it's going to take the feds to actually do anything with it, especially with the stimulus. Because like they're basing some of the stimulus off of some people's 2020 tax returns. It's not like I'm relying on the money, but like the fact of working from home actually like really boosted my tax return, which I generally zero myself out with everything. But I don't know, just curious. I haven't really talked to anyone that's actually filed because they accepted my return on the 16th and I just haven't heard anything else yet. Submitted it through a tax assessor, tax preparer, one of those professionals. Where is SJ? Well, I guess in the interim, does anybody have any questions? Should we just do a recap? We can do a quick recap.
Because I had to leave early last time, if I remember right, what transpired at the end there.
Nothing
There'd been a bunch
really.
A bunch of people had snuck into our room and we were about done killing them.
Yeah,
Slash maybe not killing the last one.
that's about where we were.
Okay.
Did you decide to keep the last one alive? I can't remember. Oh yeah, and then you questioned them. You questioned that the party questioned that person, and basically learn that they were hired assassins from somebody. I don't remember the descriptors. I do, but I'd rather not. Let's see if someone else remembers.
I have tattoo faced man.
Yeah. Facial tattoo man is someone that hired them and basically hired them out of a. Even though it doesn't sound like it's a real town, it actually is a real town. It's called Freedom Town. And so they were hired out of Freedom Town. And that's pretty much it. I mean, they were paid a hefty sum to dispose of you. And you don't know why, I don't think, at this point. So
We debated like using a trap to lure out the gentleman if he was still waiting for someone.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
decided against it.
Yeah, there's some points where I'm just gonna, like, you could do that. Like, there was talk about springing a trap to try and figure out to bring this person to capture them. But given that, like, you're investigating, like, a time-sensitive matter, I don't know how feasible that would be. Like, I'm not gonna tell you not to do it. But, I mean, we can have that greater conversation. I will totally allow a derailing of a campaign to, you know, let players explore. However, in sort of like a newer player base, I just will have to say, like, you would likely not get anywhere. And so, like, that particular rabbit trail, like, just by pure logic, this dude didn't want to be found. He hired people from out of town. And, I mean, if it's the same guy that ended up killing Roderick, killed him in middle of the night through his window, you know, like, if that's the case. So, generally, I'm cool with that kind of stuff. And there's going to be plenty of opportunities for it. It's just, it's the beginning of book 1, and there's a lot more information I think you guys would want to gather before you would do something like that. So, you guys still have some leads, which are, like, you met with Brynja, and she basically is like, that's not my hope knife, you know, like, that's not my hope knife. I don't know what that is, because, like, here's my hope knife, you know, like, and then she found out that, you know, Roderick had lost the one that she gave him, which made her really mad, and then, like, he ended up dying the next day, and so she's just beside herself. She's a half-orc, and Daddy doesn't approve, which is why he was staying in the Ramble House. What else? So I guess further leads, you have stuff from a blacksmith. You've got letters and notes from a blacksmith. And I think we'll just go from here, and I will play SJ's character for now, just for the sake of, we don't meet that often, and I'm not going to cancel this. So, we'll see if she shows up. So you guys are at the Ramble House. I think you still have this person in custody. What would you like to do?
if there's no more questions, it's time to take her to the rogue or to the guards, the patrol.
What's my status? Am I passed out drunk?
No. Well, you were passed out. Yeah, that's what we decided. So you've come to, and they're holding somebody captive down below.
Fantastic.
So feel free to get sober.
Yeah, I suppose that I would wander my way on out. Is it snowy outside?
No,
Oh,
it's just a map I had.
that's just the way the map is. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I'm just go stick my head in a snowbank.
You can splash yourself off with cold water. I mean, if we go back to, let's see, this map. I will throw you guys over here. You guys are right. That's the longhouse. I don't want to get this wrong, but I believe that the Ramble House is right. Is that the Longhouse? I can't remember. Hold on. I know how I can remember by looking at the stuff I need to look at. You're either at C or you're at F. I just am looking at which one is which.
Pretty sure it's B.
I think it's B. Could be. Yep, you're right. It is B. That's the Ramble House. Because I think F is the Sanctuary. And and C is the Longhouse. That's right. So, up to you guys. What do you want to do?
Well, I suppose, unless we have something else we can get out of this person, we ought to just go dump him off with the guards. Let them lock him up.
Agreed.
We do that. Sure. So you take her to a guards person, and she doesn't put up a fight, and she basically is resigned to her fate. You know, she's not really talking, but at the same time, like,
Not fighting him.
yeah,
Right.
it's just not worth it. So I will say that everyone is fully rested at this point. You know, you can sleep it off and then wake up in the morning and you've got your full rest, and you can have your statuses back, Logan.
Sweet.
So, what would you like to do next?
Well, I suppose we ought to go have a chit chat with that. Is it Morning Hawks? Fine Steel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess our other league is that. Our lead is that Freedom Town thingamabobber, or whatever it was. That place where they were hired, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you could go to Freedom Town, but you're currently investigating a murder in Trunau.
Sure, the trail leads there, but yeah, we're not. I don't say we're not saying we had to go there immediately, but that is a lead we have.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
also have
Roderick's body and effects at the sanctuary.
and then you're also told about Omast, sort of like the uncle, like the family friend. Could also be a good source of information.
Let's go talk to the steelsmith, and then we can go talk to that guy.
Sure. So, I think if we look on here, you will see that there is Morning Hawk's fine steel, and Kibar would know where that is. I'm currently figuring out where that is on the map here, because it's also known as Clamor. Yeah. And it sits actually pretty close to where you guys are generally. It sits over here, so you could get there pretty easily.
We'll lead on there, local.
I will lead the way.
Yeah, I mean, and it's basically what, day 2, you know? Doesn't really seem like it, but it is. It's day 2 of your investigation. And life is pretty usual at the moment. Like, life has to go on, you know? There's little musings here and there of what happened to, you know, Roderick. Oh, he committed suicide, this is horrible. And they're starting talk of a ceremony, and so you make your way down, and sure enough, you know, you start smelling the blacksmith, the kilns and stuff, and you, I guess for the people that I guess don't know, like, you walk in and you see like this like buff, like straight up ripped half-orc female, and she's got like tattooing in half-orcs is really common, so she's got tattoos like all up in her neck, and she's got like 15 piercings on her ears, and you'd think that she could just rip you in half, but she's also a pretty nice person, from what you understand. And you walk in and she's just ting, 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 you know, working away.
Hail, Counselor Morninghawk.
She turns around and she goes, "Oh, Kivar, it's nice to see you. What can I do for you? Who are your friends here?"
Assistance for now. And I will show her the receipt.
And she kind of looks at the dwarf, and she takes the receipt, and she's like, "Yeah, what about it?"
Ernsel is part of your staff.
Ernsel. Ernsel. She's thinking. She goes, "Oh, yeah. Ernsel, she was employed here for..." Actually, I think it's a he. I think he was employed here for couple of weeks. As you know, like I tend to bring in half orcs for work because it's hard for them to get it in general. And you only stuck around for a couple of weeks, heck, maybe even days if I remember right.
What do you make of Roderick's request?
Well, let me see. And she reads it. She goes, "Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's a little odd that he would have have a hope knife dedicated to himself. Anyway, let me just make sure that this is what it is. I'm sure we can find that order around here somewhere. Let me just make sure it was done." And she starts, like, she seems very organized. And so she's like, "Let me see if I can find it here." And she starts going through stuff, and she's just like, "Ugh, I can't find it. Like, it's not here." She's like, "I wonder what Earnsel has done with it. She was pretty clumsy in the first place." I think it is a female because I keep saying she. And I bet she just lost it. It's hard to get good help. I don't have anything here for an order.
You know where Earnsel went?
No. It's kind of, I mean, I don't want to call it a handout, but it's sort of day by day labor. Never really said, wasn't much of a talker. She did okay. And I'm sure I can find that plate somewhere. She was just a new apprentice. I took her on, gosh, must have been 3-4 weeks ago. But now that we're talking about it, it's really interesting. She went missing, like, I think, the day after Ruby's hope knife ceremony, if I recall. But it's not uncommon. She was sort of a refugee. It's kind of what we do here. So
she went missing a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Do you remember anything before that?
Oh.
Anything she might have said?
No, like
People
I said,
she had a fight with?
No, she, I mean, the half orcs around here keep to themselves. I can't really say that she was ever an issue. I mean, she might have been disorganized or something, but no squabbles or anything like that. We never had a problem.
Did you see her take Roderick's order?
Well, no, but I am always the one that usually puts the finishing touches on most of them. And you would know that I would say 90% of the hope knives inch now are made here. So it's kind of like she's kind of like Ollivander from Harry Potter. Like, she knows,
Sure.
And yeah, I mean, she's sort of just as baffled. I mean,
Did you see her with a man with facial tattooing?
A man with facial tattoos. Nope, can't say that I have, but I'll tell you, things are busy around here. I'm the busiest smith in town. I can't really pay attention to fine details like that, but I can't say that I have seen anyone that matches that description. No, sorry, I can't help you there. Somebody roll me a knowledge local. Do we have a person with knowledge local?
It's got to be Kavar.
I get it as a true now native.
No.
He'd be the closest thing we'd know, I think.
I mean, I'll let you just roll it.
Oof.
What's oof?
You on the roll. -1 intelligence modifier.
What'd you end up with?
Sub 5 for sure.
Okay. Well, still, I think it's enough to know that a hope knife of this significance wouldn't leave this smith without a seal of approval by Sarah. She's very meticulous. So, if you rack your brain, you are holding on to a hope knife that you have in your possession. So maybe the blacksmith might be interested in it.
The one that was not Brynja's, so we can show that.
Yeah. And was there anything on that hope knife?
I don't know if we ever actually inspected it. I don't think it had an inscription.
Let me just double check. And
Yeah, I don't remember if we did or not.
I think that Kirst gave it to you. And I don't think it was marked. Let me just double check here. Yeah, it's unmarked altogether.
Still worth trying and seeing if she can identify it, though.
Yeah, so I mean, you hand it over, and she takes a look at it, and she seems genuinely surprised. She's like, "This was actually the hope knife that Ernstl was working on. It just doesn't have the description." Because, they don't just dole out hope knives. Like, they're very special. And she's like, where did you find this?
Kirst provided it from his deceased brother's body.
Is this the one that he committed suicide with?
Supposedly.
Huh. How would he even come into possession of this? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Huh. Well, that's... I don't know. I mean, I'll give it back to you. Yeah. I'm sorry I can't really help you anymore, but That's it's really really odd. And what did you guys say you were doing here anyway?
Well, we're trying to investigate the circumstances around his suicide.
Oh, okay. Well, if there's anything else you think I can help with, let me know. I don't know.
So, most of the time, you would be personally involved in the Hope knife making process at some point, correct?
It always in the finishing.
The
Always in the finishing.
I'm not very knowledgeable in smithing, for one of my kind, oddly enough. Would that be that would be the engraving?
And so she basically tells you like it's the engraving, but also like quality check. You know, like she's got really high standards.
Sure.
And it would be
So has this?
and she would log it too. You know, and she'd tell you that. She's like, I'd log it.
Sure, absolutely. Would this one have been? So do you remember? Has this been through your part of the process already?
No. No, it hasn't. That's why I'm confused as to why Roderick
Why
has
it's
it.
out?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, do you know anybody that Ursel? The Ursel?
Ernsel.
Ernsel?
Mhm.
It's a weird ass font. Do you know anybody that Ernsel would associate with that we might be able to track her down
Uh,
to have a word?
kind of like what I said before. I bring in refugees. I give them work.
Sure.
I don't pay attention to their personal lives. You know, my wife runs the shop next door. We've got two businesses between us. Like we don't have time to, you know, get involved like that. Plus, I've got my, you know, duties as a, you know, on the council. I'd love to take an interest in people's lives, but like everyone's, but you know, the comings and goings of Halfworks in Chernau is what it is. It is odd though. She thinks for a second. I will say one thing. Now that you mention it, it seems to be a lot less half-orcs around these parts lately than there have in the past. I don't know what that's all about, but hard to find, you know, labor hands at the moment. I can handle it. It's just, you know, sometimes Sarah needs a bubble bath.
Odd.
And she's not been able to have her bubble bath.
Cam had reported similarly about her half-orc guests checking out lately.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's uncommon, but it's not unheard of. You know, they tend to stick together. I mean, we, you know, I've just been here forever, so, and built this business. Plus, I got married, so we're here.
Odd. All right. I can't think of anything else we'll learn here.
Yeah, I need to.
Let us know if Ernsel should reappear.
God, I wish you guys had. I wish you guys had knowledge local. Here's just a fun fact. Okay, here's a fun fact. She's half Shawanti, which is like basically like a native.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you can see it on her tattoos. Like her story is pretty awesome in general, but yeah, she's half Shawanti, and yeah, just I find that just really neat. Anyway, she's like, I if you need me, I'm not here. I live with Agrit, my wife, next door. You can come knocking if it's pertinent. Otherwise, I gotta get back to work.
Appreciate it. You have a good one. I'll head outside.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You said this man was supposedly suicided. Do we? I mean, I just showed up and got ambushed. I don't really know anything about what's going on here. So what's the deal?
He was too cheerful that night. He was in good spirits at Ruby's Hope Knife ceremony. It was out of character for him to even be close to considering suicide.
And what if we investigated around that?
We spoke to his lover, Brynja, who identified this Hope Knife as not the one she traded away to him.
And, I think that in fairness of time, you would learn the custom of the area of trading hope knives.
Yeah.
But, so, they've been to Brynja. Yeah, I mean, you guys can... where else have you gone?
Also showed the note from Malira and all, or to Malira. That was found in Roderick's room.
Oh, yeah, the note.
So we did examine the room.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What about the body itself?
He's waiting in the sanctuary.
That's what. Yes, you did mention that. It seems like it would be pertinent.
And also potentially Roderick's journal, which should be on his person.
Sounds like an excellent next step.
Mm-hmm.
Well, should we go there?
I will lead the way.
You guys are the ones in charge. I'm just along for the ride. You guys said you needed some help. So
I'm just here to hit things.
I'm just here to get you drunk. So
As you guys are moving to, I'm guessing you're going to the sanctuary. As you guys are moving towards the sanctuary, roll a perception check.
Plus 8. Plus 6. 17.
Okay.
5.
So, read.
uh, 26.
Okay, so you guys now that you know so that there's been graffiti all over town, and you're learning that half orcs are sort of leaving, but everyone's been sort of pointing to the half orcs. You're keeping an eye on you're picking up in your periphery, except for Kibar, who's not. That there are some white swords,
Graffitied.
yeah, graffitied, and first, if someone can give me a knowledge religion.
Nope.
Nat 20.
No, well, uh, you look at these things and you could think that they could be they could be white swords, and it's possible that they could be signifying Iomade, which you headed to the sanctuary anyway. Um, but does anyone have alchemy?
Yep.
Roll that.
15.
Ooh, DC 15.
Coming in clutch.
This is not paint. It's marker dye. It's
Like over, like,
yeah. Well, and it doesn't even come off really. It kind of have to like sniff it or something, like, you know. It's kind of like it's now a permanent part of that, you know, wall or whatever, you know. Like it would take quite the scrubbing capacity to get it off. It's not paint, it's dye. It's alchemical dye. And so I mean, you can noodle that around in your head all you like.
it almost seems intentional or planned. They don't want these going away.
They have been showing up recently. What does the white hand
Sword.
or the white sword mean? It looks like a white sword, right?
It's a crude. It could be, but if it is, then it would probably signify, or it could signify, the white sword of Iomade. But Reed's character would.
Nobody draws that crudely.
What is it?
The sword of Iomade. That's
Yep.
her symbol.
Who's your deity, Logan?
I think it's. Oh, now you're gonna make me go look. Trud.
You would know,
Okay.
100%. Iomade is like one of the head honchos of
Gotcha.
of the deity world.
Of the pantheon.
I mean, you would know that too, I think, just by his description. Not something, you know, in your wheelhouse. I mean, but yeah. So you guys going to the sanctuary?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Okay. So go to the sanctuary. It's a nice place, you know. Like it's more of a chapel, really. You know, you walk in and there's a few, you know, there's a paladin or two. Iomade is pretty militant, so. But the place is very well put together. This is pretty much where you can expect anyone to go to get healing or, you know, any sort of religious activity. It's kind of like a non-denominational church at this point, but you walk in and you see a tall female human cleric who is sort of managing things. And Kibar, you would know her as Tayari Varvados.
Mm-hmm.
She's the high priestess here. And again, you're sort of a motley crew. You know, you grab her attention pretty quickly. And she, you know, is talking to someone and says, "Oh, you know, like, go do this," and then she gracefully walks over and, "Oh, hello, welcome to this sanctuary. What do I owe this pleasure?"
Hello, sister. We were tasked by Curse to see to his brother's remains.
Oh, yes, he was brought. What? Why? Why? I mean, see to his remains. What needs to be seen? Not that. And
Curse
so,
believed,
and it's as you're walking towards Roderick's body.
Curse suspects foul play.
Hmm. Is there anything really that would point towards that from Curse's perspective?
I mean, sister, Roderick was not the type to do this to himself.
This is true. However, being from Last Wall, I've seen my fair share of oddities. So, although out of place, it's. But I hear you. Let's go. Have a look. Let me see here. Where are the remains? Okay. She said, well, I can lead you here. I think I will leave you to Brantos. I've got other things to take care of. However, I'm open to questions. And she opens a small room, and you see Roderick's body is in gentle repose. Not quite marked for funeral rites quite yet. But she says, Brantos, would you stay here with these folks and just answer any questions that they have? And she's like, feel free to investigate. I know you won't. I just ask that you don't defame the body in any way. But feel free to do your investigation. And if anything turns up, let me know.
Thank you, sister.
And so Brantos is this kind of like Johnny Do-Good paladin.
Classic.
He's like, well, hello, I'm Brantos, and I'm here right now with you. I am doing what the priestess wants.
Fantastic. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be completely useless looking for anything here, so yeah, I'll carry on.
Oh, dwarf, you're far from useless. Look at you.
Yeah.
Don't talk about yourself that way.
I'm thick as a brick there, Brantos.
Would you like a pamphlet
Sure.
about
Give me
Our
a
Lady,
pamphlet.
Our Lady Iomade?
Come on over here and tell me all about her.
We have it in Dwarvish.
I'm gonna take him out to the side so he can tell me all about Our Lady Iomade, and leave. Hopefully, Reed. What was your character's name again? Dakash.
Akash, yeah.
Dakash. I leave Dakash and Kibar. Leave them in peace.
Okay. I will saunter over and sniff at the body and examine and
Please tell me you actually sniff.
yeah.
100%.
I'm gauging time of death and all this sort of thing. So
Now, what is Our Lady Iomede's stance on battle?
Funny you should ask. She's quite fond of it, actually.
Really? What is her preferred method?
Smite makes right.
Smite makes right. Conversion therapy. Anyway, so yeah, you take a. I'm loving. I'm gonna play both of these at the same time. You actually, you take a. You're taking a whiff. Roll me a craft alchemy as you take a sniff.
Can I take my time on the investigation and take 20?
Absolutely.
I will do so.
How long am I going to keep this guy distracted?
So
That's the awesome side effect of that.
So the
Yes,
thing about taking 20 is it's not exactly what you think it is. It's how much time it would take in 6 seconds to roll a 20. It's 10 minutes ish, 20 minutes ish, but it's all dependent. It's actually
20 rounds, so it'd be
so it's like
2 minutes.
Yeah. But anyway, Brantos is like, yes, Lady Iomade, and you realize that he doesn't know as much as he probably should. He's a young paladin. He's like, I've got her on my breastplate, and
That's fantastic.
and there are people here that just do not worship Iomade as well. And
Well, that seems odd.
oh,
What do they do?
well,
Like people in Iomede's temple that don't worship Iomade?
what do you mean? I didn't say that. Maybe I said to and we'll come back to that. You quickly identify that there is poison in his blood. In the form of oil of Taggart, which, in your alchemical experience, is a paralytic. And it only results in unconsciousness. It does not drain a person of life. It does not hurt them in any way. It solely it makes them unconscious. And there is a plethora of oil of Taggart in his bloodstream. So now back to Brantos. As he's stumbling over his words, what do you say?
Well, I had asked the question, if there's people in the Temple of Ionade who don't worship Ionade, like,
A few.
are you just talking about like walking through? Because personally, I worship Trud. If I
No. There is one guy. There's a guy here. Well, he's not a guy. He's, gosh, I don't know. Come here. Now, I don't know if this was in my pay grade or not, but there's this, I came here from Castle Farine in Lastwall, which is like, Lastwall's like huge pinnacle of Iomade. It's also a Whispering Tyrant junk. Anyway, but there was this old half-orc. No, or is he full orc? Yeah, he's a half-orc. I've been taking care of him a lot. I've been sort of been his respite provider in a way.
very good of you.
His name is Katrezra.
Katrezra.
Yeah.
What a delightful name.
I feel bad for the guy.
Why so?
He's got an affliction, and I don't really know what it is, but what I do know
Is it contagious? I step back.
No. He's what you would call a seer.
Oh,
Uh,
I met one of those once.
and he's been around for a while. And
So he's here?
that's the thing. He was here,
Oh,
and now he's not here, and I'm wondering if I may have lost him. He was a devout.
I feel like that's a problem.
He was a devout defender of Chernow. I think I better. Tyori, I might have screwed up.
What was the half orc's name?
Katrezra. Katrezra. Katrezra.
And what was this paladin's name?
Brantos. Brantos Caldarian. And so Tyori comes over and Brantos is like, Tyori, I happened to mention Katrezra. Was that okay? And she just looks at him like, of course it's okay. Like, don't be an idiot. Like, go mop something. And
So Katrezra came back over.
no, Katrezra's not here.
Oh no. Who came back over?
Tyori, the high priestess. She said she said.
Oh, that's right.
She said in all truth, Katrezra disappeared yesterday. Well, I don't know if it was yesterday, but he woke up.
We noticed him gone yesterday.
Well, noticed him gone this morning.
That seems really odd. All of the half orcs are leaving.
Well, I don't think. In fact, I would be willing to place my holy symbol on it. Katrezra's not the type to leave. He's defended this town more times than most people here. Against orcs and half orcs alike. Other enemies.
Sure.
He has these horrible sores. The guy was enslaved and he was forced to sit in these volcanoes and just like hallucinate on in the sulfur, and that's how he got his powers. He's got these horrible boils all over the place. The thing is he's old. He couldn't have gotten far. I honestly think he could have, he'll be back, but it's interesting. Anyway, let's go see what your friends have found, if anything, and you go over there and what did you guys find over here with Roderick? Anything interesting?
I found a pamphlet.
Oh yes, we just had those printed in Dwarven.
Typo here.
Unlikely.
26 heal check to go along with my alchemy investigations.
There's no way he killed himself.
The cause of death is what, cut wrists, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But there's
Are the wounds consistent with like hand, like the proper hand being used, or like a single
with
hand?
with that heal check, no. Yeah, I mean, you cut one hand, right? The tendons will go. So there's no way you could cut the other one down to the tendons. So it's
This
just
is a frame job.
It's just
Okay. So yeah, I'll present my evidence of poison and exterior influence to the priestess.
well.
Kids, guess we got a murder.
Well, I'll say this much. I am not obliged to share this kind of information outside of the church. It's protected information. However, You may do with it what you wish, and this is deeply troubling. I mean, is there anything else that you may need? Did you go through his effects? They're all right here.
Now that I might know something about. I take a look at it.
Is there a journal?
Do you ask that, or are you looking for it?
I'm gonna look for him. I'm gonna look through him.
You can look through him. He's naked, so you don't need to
No,
look.
not through him. Through his effects.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
point it out.
his armor's gone, but you know that would go back to the militia. In his effects, they're just basic effects. There's no journal. There are writing tools,
Ooh.
but there is no journal.
Nothing out of place. Nothing odd.
No.
All right.
Tiari, had Roderick been here before? Frequently?
Oh yes. Oh yes. All the time, actually. He and Katrezra would spend a lot of time together. A lot of time together. They go back, years. Seems like an unlikely friendship, but they got along just great. He doesn't talk about it because, because of his dad. But
So Katrezra goes missing right around the time that our boy gets murdered.
correct.
Anyone else find that odd?
Yes.
Roll,
Him,
roll,
Ernsel.
roll a sense motive. Anyone that has it.
Oh yeah, 21.
There's no way he's connected to this as far as being a culprit of a
No,
murder.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm just like, but his disappearance is odd.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
timing of it.
Definitely. Definitely. And there's no journal either in his effects.
Oh, bugger. What do we have now? So we've got confirmed that he didn't kill himself.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a fake hope knife
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't supposed to be out in the public yet.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a missing half-orc smith. We've got a missing half-orc seer.
Mm-hmm.
We've got what else? What am I forgetting?
A note to Malira.
A note to Malira, which you have no idea what that's about. Mentions of a facially tattooed man that tried to assassinate you.
Yeah.
And also that seems to be the same description of who was in the Ramble House that Sham was hiding from you, because she didn't log it because of how much gold was paid.
Mm-hmm.
Oil of Tagat.
Oil of Tagat. And so I think the next logical step would probably go to
Where do we find this oil of Tagat? Dakash? What's that made from?
It's relatively common.
I'm looking.
Places we could buy that in town?
Maybe. Hang on just a second. There is a... There is a... So Sarah Morninghawk's wife owns an apothecary, pretty much. Um, if I remember correctly. Yeah, she and it's not on the map, but it is in the narrative. She owns an apothecary. She dabbles in alchemy. Um, her name is a Grit, or a Greet, Stag and Star.
Okay, so I'll back up. It looks like it's probably not that common, actually. Um,
No, it's not common at all.
it's rather difficult to make, in fact.
How's it used? Is it ingested or through a wound?
Ingested.
So it could have been slipped into a drink.
Could have been. However, if you remember, Roderick wasn't drinking.
I didn't remember that. Neither me nor Fersk.
He might have had a sip, but he wasn't heavily drinking.
Sure.
Oh, and then there's still Omast. You should probably still go talk to Omast at some point. And Kibar would know that Roderick and Omast were close. I mean, he was like a son to.
Well, where should we go next? I think we track down the where the heck we find this poison.
I still think Omas is worth checking into.
Because who knows
Well.
where the poison will take us.
Which can we go there on the way? I don't know this town yet still.
Yeah, I mean, you Omast is actually on your way. You would think, knowing his rounds.
Mm-hmm.
He would be on his way to where a Grit and Sarah live.
Shall we?
No need to dawdle.
Lead the way.
I don't know where I'm going.
So you end up going to like one of these walls or like rocks or something, and it's late afternoon, and you just hear someone being, he's like, oh, all I gotta do is work. Oh, work. And this is just scrubbing this shit off the walls. And then you just you see this pudgy, goatee looking man. His armor doesn't quite fit, but you could tell in the right circumstance he'd be a formidable fighter.
Gentlemen, meet Omast.
Omast, meet gentlemen. Hello. What are you? What are you? What are you? What are you?
Me?
You don't know who he's pointing at. What are you? Did you put this here?
No, you did.
Don't tell me how to live my life. What's your race again, Reed?
Blue.
That's right. He goes,
Ba-ba-dee-ba-ba-die.
I don't know what I got in this flask, but you're the biggest dog I've ever seen, and why are you talking? And he's clearly he's just toasted. And he's tied up onto a rope, and half his belly's showing, and he's like, ha, 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 this is great. What can I do for you? Kabar?
You're taking the news about Roderick
Oh, God.
peculiarly.
Oh, God, Roderick. I loved him so much. I'll tell you. I don't trust him. Not Roderick. Those halfies. You know, it's kind of like dwarves. I don't trust dwarves either.
I wouldn't trust dwarves either.
They steal.
The worst. Yep, every time.
They steal. And he's like, he's trying
100%.
to whisper that in your ear, but it's not coming out. It's like a whisper. He's like, I love that magnificent bastard.
The only thing the half-orc stole was Roderick's heart, so...
I don't judge. I don't. That harlot. But she's so nice. She's not like the other ones.
Ah,
She's like the
the
one.
good one.
She's from the good side of town. If you know what I'm saying. I'll tell you, those halfies are threatening the livelihood of this neighborhood.
How?
They're not worthy.
Why?
Hey, did you know, Blue Man, that Roderick had a friendship with one of those halfies? Not only is he banging one, he's got a friendship with another one. Makes his dad super mad. He's like, whiskey.
Well, this has been productive.
Oh, Mass, do you know anything about Roderick's journal?
Oh, that journal. He was writing in that thing all the time. And I know how to read, okay? I know how to read. Do you hear me? I know how to read. But,
But did he tell you where he kept it?
well, I was always with him. But he'd
Not
always,
always, apparently.
you know, sometimes he would take it to the sanctuary, and he would talk to that traitor in our midst. You know what I'll say?
Just to be clear, the traitor was the half orc.
Yeah. Make sure now great again. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ooh.
Make sure not great again. But yeah, I would take over there, and they would read in his journal, because the guy, I guess, knows stuff. I'm not saying he doesn't know stuff. He knows stuff. So maybe you should ask that guy.
Maybe.
What if we could?
Yeah, he's just like, can somebody do me a favor? Do me a favor?
Maybe.
Blue person. Dog. Blue dog. Not like dog isn't like a horrible person. Wait, are you a person? I don't know what you are. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Just stare at him.
Come here. Come here. Hey. Hey. Pull my finger.
Woof.
Pull my finger.
Woof.
Yeah, I mean he is drunk. And then he every once in a while I hear him mumbling. He goes, "I've been trying to erase this shit for days. Maybe it's a sign from Roderick. Maybe Iomade is punishing us."
Trying to erase a what? What have you been trying to erase?
You can see he's working on one of those white swords, but you can tell he's been at it for like hours.
Gotcha. Sweet, sweet.
So, he's like, "Wait, will somebody calm me down from here, please? Can you, Kabar? I rank you. Get me down. Get me down."
I don't hear anything. You guys?
What? Hey, Kavar. Please. Don't tell them. I might be stuck.
So is it the Shop of Wonders?
We're just gonna head off.
Excuse me? As you're walking away. Excuse me? Hey, I'm gonna tell Roger all about this, Kabar. We're gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him you brought a blue dog with you. That's what I'm gonna tell him.
Oh my gosh.
Don't trust the dwarf. Remember, they steal. You're not from around here.
Stage whisperer. That's fantastic.
Yeah, the House of Wonders. So you, is that where you're going? Is that what you guys decided?
I think so.
Yeah, so you go, and it's, it's evening, but you walk past the smith, and there's only a few little grunt workers. It's not really super active, which it normally would be. And you walk up to the House of Wonders, and, think you're gonna enter a shop, and it's locked. You did see Sarah over at the smith, though.
So Sarah, she was over there.
Yeah. But
Huh.
the shop / their home seems to not be open. Which is way out of place.
Well, should we go back to Sarah and tell her that her house is not open?
Look for Agrit at Sarah's shop.
I suppose.
Yeah, you wander over there, and she's like, "Oh, well, hi, can I help you?"
Well, we were looking to meet with your wife at her shop. We had a question about some plants, but she appears to not be there. Any idea where we could find her?
Question about plants.
The back of the Gary.
Well, I mean, if it's about plants, I'm sure you can come back. I don't know. She might be busy.
Sarah, Roderick was poisoned.
And her face just goes like, she goes, "How do you know that?"
Is
Takash here.
Sense motive.
ahead.
Guilty?
Sense motive.
Like a guilty look? 17.
Not guilty. She knows something.
24 sense motive.
Not guilty. She knows something.
The poison was still present.
So what you're saying is he was murdered.
Undoubtedly.
Why don't you come with me? And she puts her smithing tools down and she goes around the back of her house and like gives a couple knocks and then unlocks her door. And you go in and you see, much to the surprise of Logan, I forget your character's name, a dwarven woman named Grit.
Wonders never cease.
That's why they call it the House of Wonders. That's what Sarah says in the background. There's a lot of wondering that goes on around here. And a Grit is there with what looks to be a very, very old, blind, like half-orc who's just got like boils and like his hair is just white. And he says, well, I see we finally meet. As you are sure at this point, I'm Katrezra. I've been here. And he's kind of stumbling over his words a little bit. You can sense motive on that. He's just kind of stammering.
15.
19.
He's afraid of you. He's deathly afraid of you. He not in a way where like he's done something. He just there's just a general fear. What can I what can I be of? How can I help?
Well, we're looking for a couple of things that could help us clear up the death that we're investigating of your friend. Is he specifically afraid of who is he specifically afraid of? Just all of us?
Yeah, and hang on. I've got one thing I need to do here, and it's not really working out in my favor. There we go. I'll answer your question. Sorry, I just needed to get this done. Okay. He says, well, it's no secret that I'm in hiding. Yes, I was very close to Roderick. He would often come to me with things. It's no great secret at this point, as you can see, that I was cursed with just supernatural visions. I've been cursed with them many years ago during my time with the Empty Hand, which that doesn't matter. It's just it's a tribe of seers. Since I left those savages, I have sought my counsel into matters ranging from the mundane to the dire, but I'm afraid the omens that assault my dreams regarding Roderick are nigh indecipherable. Even to me, I have no means of directing them. Roderick originally approached me to ask for advice while courting Brynja Kelver, the love-struck fool. He thought I might have some special insight into the traditions of her people or visions of their everlasting happiness. But come now, I'm no romantic type. He smiles like an old man smile, like I'm no romancer. I couldn't help him with his relationship, but gradually we became very close. I've been experiencing very vivid hallucinations of white swords or crosses, and dreams of the plague house outside of town. When I told him of them, he seemed to think that my dreams might help him with his investigation. I told him about my visions as best I could, but the muse of my nightmares is as obtruse as she is unkind.
What was the nature of your visions regarding this other place?
Well, to be truthful, I don't. It was about the investigation that Roderick was convinced of, and to be truthful, I don't know if he even knew what he was looking for. He ran into a flood troll in the plague house not long ago, and the poor guy was convinced it was not an isolated incident. He came to me seeking guidance, and his curiosity was piqued by my visions. I told him that flood trolls are native to Belkzen, but they rarely roam this far south of the flood road. And since learning of his investigation, though, I've had nightmares unlike any before, and I fear that some greater evil may be at play within Trunau's walls.
Intriguing.
Sounds like your mysticism may have some validity to it. Maybe we should dig in that direction.
Going down into a sewer?
I don't know what this place is. I'm not from around here. Kaibar? What is this place he talks about?
I'll actually tell you about the plague house, because it is again a fascinating story.
Ill omens, basically, would be what I would tell of it, I imagine.
So, the plague house is also known as the Burnt Church, and it was Trunau's original Church of Iamade. Orc raiders burned the building down and killed the priests within. The church decided to build a chapel inside of the city walls. The ruined church became known as the Plague House because of a tragedy 50 years ago when Trunau was afflicted by a plague. The town's authorities rebuilt the structure and used it to quarantine the plague victims, but then a mysterious fire consumed the building days later, killing everybody inside, patients and healers, and leaving the infamous site once again in ruins, and no one has attempted to rebuild it since. He says, as he sort of tells you that story, he kind of looks around for a moment and says, I'll be right back. And he kind of saunters off. And he comes back and hands you this.
That looks like a journal to me.
It is indeed. And basically what Katrezra is saying is like he needed to keep Roderick safe, and he and Roderick gave this to him for safekeeping. So you guys can take a gander at that. When you're ready to move on, let me know. If you need me to make it bigger, let me know.
I just zoomed in on it. I'm good.
I had to snip that out of my AP book. I forgot to put it in there.
Right. Well,
So it's pretty apparent that Roderick thinks or knows something's going on.
sure, he stumbled onto something that got him killed.
Yeah. And that's a good picture of Brynja. Let me see if I have another one that I could actually just like drop in here, because she really is something else.
So the question I think here is, do we take this back and report it? Or do we chase it down more before we do that? Because we don't know what got him killed. We've already had one assassination attempt on us.
Seems like
I don't know whether that's related or not, but
it seems like
I prefer to stay alive.
Seems like we should tell somebody. Roderick did not, and then was killed, and now we're at a loss for what's going on and having to do all this digging. We should pass some sort of word on to somebody.
Let's tell the innkeeper. She seems trustworthy.
I mean,
She serves you.
we're here with two counselors already, and making a case, I would imagine.
Yeah, but I think also it might behoove you to maybe go talk to Kirst or something. But or you could tell them to tell Kirst. Like, if that's what your plan is, to go to the plague house. Like, hey, to go tell Kirst we're going to the plague house.
Seems prudent.
How does Katrezra explain his change of heart that Roderick notes here?
That's Brynja. I love the artwork in Pathfinder. It's just fantastic. Change of heart in regards to
Roderick's investigation, his initial support, and then his
visions of death and greater doom. He knew. I mean, he would tell you this because he had an inkling that whatever he was investigating may lead to his death.
Okay. Does Katrezra recognize the name Malira?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
Drat. Seems like we have to go to this.
Go.
Say that again?
I think we must just go.
That's what I was about to say.
None of this dawdling around anymore. Nothing.
Well, let's go get the plague.
There's nothing useful in town anyway. So.
Let's take a quick breather. I want to go get more tea and go to the restroom. So
I don't know if you saw, but Estray did reply to the Discord.
yeah, I mean, you can tell her to jump in if she wants to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Reed, did you see my message?
Yeah, I don't. No, I don't recall seeing where it went.
Drat. I'm losing my mind. Welcome to old age, I guess.
An appropriate mile marker for that.
I guess it's frustrating. Can't remember if I took it. I took it to the office. I also got a watch that I misplaced. Just like, what the heck? Falling apart.
Maybe you should actually get some sleep.
You know, that's overrated. Highly overrated. I took a lovely nap this afternoon, though.
There you go.
That was...
I was inspired by your gaming and jumped back into Witcher.
Oh, nice.
Except mine's better because I have mods on it. So
Classic.
that's why I play on PC.
That would be the reason. Give yourself all sorts of fun. Little doohickeys.
Yep.
You can add in there.
Yeah, I didn't do anything too crazy on the mods, but I'll go heat up some food while he's doing that.
Hello there.
Hello.
Yeah. Sorry I'm late.
All good.
Uh, I lasted till about 9 o'clock and then I was zonked.
Oh.
I think it's 11 o'clock start that threw me.
Mm-hmm.
How are we doing?
Well, if you're on the roll 20, we found Roderick's journal, which was probably the biggest piece of information so far tonight.
Oh, we found his journal. Oh,
We
fabulous.
found his journal,
Is it giving us
and
up any sort of clues or anything?
we are headed to the plague house.
Oh, great.
And
Good.
we officially confirmed he was poisoned and
Right.
didn't commit suicide by his own hand.
Oh my God, you've been busy.
So we investigated the body as well.
Nice. Brilliant. Oh, I can't believe I fell asleep, man. Okie dokie. All right, let's see if I've got anything. Sorry, I'm working in pitch dark here. I woke up about 20 past 12, rolled over, looked at my laptop, went, no.
Unlucky.
Well, if I'd been sensible, I'd have set an alarm because I was feeling tired earlier, so let's find some dice. There we go. There we go. 2 dice. Right, I am set. I think I'm good to go.
We can hear you. So,
Hello. Apologies for my tardiness.
stranger things have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff I've been looking forward to this all week as well. Oh, it's my own fault. I put a blanket on. Never wrap yourself in a blanket late at night when you're tired. It's
The
asking
burrito
for trouble.
effect.
Okay. What? Oh, don't start. Nope. Down. Get down.
How we doing?
Oh, well,
Hey.
better late than never, I suppose.
Indeed. Did they fill you in?
Yeah, we're on the way to the plague house, I've
Perfect.
been told.
I was hoping that would happen. Hang on. There we go. SJ, I'm feeling my inner colonial in me. Drinking tea.
Everything for a cool night. Oh.
Let's see here. Don't worry, SJ. This is gonna be fun, I promise.
That's right. Logan's back. Sweet. Hey, Logan.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just downloading an application here. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Wait, did my video die?
I don't see it.
What the hell? I need video. Let me just double check to make sure that I use the good old fog of war. What is going on here? Okay, I need a test subject. Crap. How did this happen? How did this happen?
You're the almighty GM, you tell us.
I know, I can't figure that out. I cannot figure that out. My fog of war is all janky. Okay. There we go. I'm glad I worked that out. Okay. Let's do this, and we will do this. Perfect. And then I'll figure out what the heck is going on with this. And in the meantime, I will put you over here. You should see a... Yep, perfect. Glad that worked out. You should see a whole lot of nothingness.
All right.
Other than the one corner.
Yep. That is correct. Good God. Sometimes Zoom, sometimes. Okay, we'll see how long that lasts. I got one person.
Are we supposed to put ourselves in there?
Pretty please. If you can. I'm hoping that you can. I guess.
Yep.
Okay. What about you, SJ? You able to get yourself in there?
I'm looking.
Over to the little newspaper tab. Drag yourself over.
And of course not.
Okay, hang on. Let me just make sure. That I do this, because there's like if you click it, save changes. If you click the little side thing that looks like a drop down menu and drag it, it won't work. You have to like click your name and drag it.
Right.
So let's see if that works. And it could take a hot second for it to work. You got it. You're able to change your avatar. That's good.
Yep. Done that. So let's close that. Why won't you close?
Why won't you
Please close.
die?
Close! It won't close.
There's like an exit thing at the bottom. I don't know if there's like an X. I don't remember. Let's see if I can move you over. I should be able to. Yep. I got you.
Okay.
And you just use the select move arrow to move your character.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So, you leave the safety of the Trunauan walls to go to a place of death and horrible history. It's not that bad, but it's bad. You know, like I said, there was a plague. Well, orcs came, tore it down. Then they built it back up because there was a plague, quarantined people there. And then there was a fire like a day later, and that killed everybody in there. And then no one's bothered to rebuild it. However, you do know that Roderick has been investigating this place and ran into a flood troll, according to Roderick. So, welcome to your first dungeon. There will be no dragons. Let me give you some flavor text. So, the Plague House's front doors, which are, I will reveal that on the map. Reveal. Whoop, 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 whoop. And I will reveal this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Okay. The Plague House's front doors sit 3 feet above the ground. Charred wooden beams and ash are all that remain of a small porch and stairs that once led to the entrance. Small windows flanking either side of the door frame are broken. So let me see if I can reveal these windies right here. But a large stained glass window dominating the face of the building to the right remains in fine shape and shows a vari-colored image of Ionide holding her sword aloft. So, that's the front entrance area. And if you're standing there, you'll see just a crumbling mess. Or a crumbled mess, I guess I should say. That goes around, and then, yeah, that's kind of where your field of view is. What do you do?
Well, shall we go knock? That was a joke. Let's go in the front door.
Feel free to knock if you so wish.
What's everyone's climb skill?
Not good. Not
Neutral.
terrible.
Flat.
Okay. Do you have
Bad in armor.
If you want to get up to that door, you're gonna have to get a DC 5 climb check or some sort of other way to get up there.
Well,
Up the stairs?
There are no stairs. They're gone.
Oh, they're gone. They're crumbled. Gotcha.
I've got a +2 to my climb. I could have a go.
Does somebody have some rope? We can.
Yeah.
This is also one of those opportunities where you could just boost people. And you
Yeah,
see,
I'll give it a go.
you see the doors. They're weather beaten, heavy oak, but they're decrepit. I mean, a stiff wind could blow them over.
Let's see here. I think I've got rope, right?
Everyone should have rope.
Yeah. So I will, I'll make a climb check. It's 10.
Yeah, you're good.
So I get up there and I'll. Is there a ledge up there, or
Sure,
there's a ledge to stand on?
sure.
Okay, I'm gonna fix the rope to something.
Okay.
You make me roll for that.
No.
I'm gonna fix the rope to something and then throw that down for assistance in the climbing.
It's only 3 feet, but yeah. I have a ghost. That door just straight up opened by itself.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Somebody clip that. That was creepy. That door was locked too, and now it's unlocked. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, let's see here. I need this, and I need this.
Is there room enough for all of us up on the ledge, or it doesn't look like it?
I mean, they're 5-foot squares, so like you occupy that 5-foot area.
All right. Well, I will open up the door,
Okie dokie.
or I'll try to open the door.
Yeah, and you're able to pretty much get it open.
I will poke my head in.
So let me see here. Let me give you some. Is there some flavor text here?
As long as nothing kills me, I'll just step inside and let everybody else clamber on up.
Well, we're not at that part of the adventure where you just step into somewhere and it kills you. Okay, I'll do some revealing of areas. And you see an entryway that has no flavor text.
All right. I'll move on in, and when everybody gets up, I'll grab my rope.
SJ, you're not able to move your character still?
Nope. Can't do nothing.
That's so weird. I wonder why. I wonder why.
$18 on the climb.
So you got double doors to the south. You've got a single door to the north, and then what looks like to be some sort of opening that you're not quite sure what's over there to the east.
All right. Where do I want to go first?
Take the
It's
double
just
to the
along.
right. It's right there next to us. Let's not go past it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the door, is
All
it?
right.
Okay, so tell me what you're doing.
Going through the double doors.
Or you just okay, going through them. Then
Well, I imagine somebody should check to see if they're locked. It's not a dwarf with no skill in that.
so funny. It's like the opposite. You do have a rogue type character in your party.
Yeah, I should really do something tonight.
Right, that's, throwing that one out there.
And
I
sure,
should go get
just-
the door then.
just roll me a perception check.
Okay.
And let's see if I screwed this up. I might have screwed this up. I might have screwed this up. I might have screwed this up. Which could derail this here in a second. I took notes and I didn't read my notes.
That's a 7 plus 4. That's 11.
Yeah. Before you got here, which is probably we're gonna have to end because it's gonna take a little bit of time, unfortunately. Before you got here, you leveled up to level 2.
Oh,
Nope.
okay.
My math showed up, and I realized that I had forgotten something, and that is what I had forgotten.
And that could be important.
Yeah.
To survive.
Yeah. I'm like, wait a second, something's not right here. So, you all have leveled up to level 2. Which could take y'all some time to level. Which sucks because we just took a break and I'm like, oh hey, we're in a dungeon. And then it's like, oh, sorry. Like, we can roll hit points at least.
Yeah, and this way people can ask questions about their leveling too. So.
Yeah, that's true.
What do I roll for hit points for my guy? Is it
You tell me what's your hit die. You're a
I
barbarian.
don't remember. I don't know where to find that in Hero Lab. Come on now.
What class are you?
Barbarian.
D12.
Dwarf. D12?
Yeah, you've got the highest hit die.
Fantastic.
I haven't rolled
Fancy.
I haven't rolled a d12 in a very long time. What does it even look like? There we go.
Pretty sure I'm going to take mine.
Cool. 6.
12.
Yeah, wouldn't it suck if we both rolled 12?
No.
Why?
Why would it suck?
Because then you have to re-roll.
Oh,
Yep. Although whoever decided that rule was silly.
That's me.
It's a terrible rule.
Well, you're a terrible rule.
I probably am, but, nevertheless.
Let's see here, SJ. What are we going to do with you? Make you more stabby? More stabby?
I like stabby stabby.
Why am I
Stabby
missing
stabbies work for me.
I'm missing a feet on you? Did I miss a feet? Okay. Now your character is valid. Hey, I just increased your initiative by a lot. My bad.
Oh no, put it back.
Okay, let's see here. My classes. XP level up. There we go. Okay. Oh, give me a break. Okay. Do you have dice, SJ?
Yeah.
Roll me a d8.
That's a 5.
Ooh, I got a 7.
I need a D8 too, but I'll probably take mine.
Well, you can probably do whatever you... Good. You should take yours, because I rolled a 1.
I will definitely take mine.
Let's see here. What are we going to do with you, SJ? What are we going to do? Your 11 online is sometimes very buggy, and I don't like it. Ooh, you get evasion this level.
Ooh.
So if you succeed on a reflex save for half damage on something, you don't take any. You take 0 damage.
That's handy.
And you get a rogue talent.
Oh.
Why would I want to give a rogue magic?
There's some interesting things you can do with that, but it's not always the best option.
He's like a something trickster, right?
Arcane trickster. Pathfinder. Okay. We have that. Reed, what's the difference between finesse and training?
I think the finesse for you do an Unchained Rogue.
Yeah.
Finesse is to hit, and training is for damage.
Yeah, Unchained Rogue talents are interesting. Because I could also do combat trick. Gives me a combat feat. And SJ, what do I have you stabbing with?
Short sword.
Short swords, that's right.
Mhm.
Short sword, short sword, short sword. And your character's so broken, I love it. I'm not gonna love it, but I do. Okay, skills. I'm going to give you... Oh, you do have knowledge local. That's good. Perception. Stealth. Sleight of hand. Sense motive. Knowledge local. Knowledge engineering. Intimidate. Disable device. And I ought to give you a climb speed.
Not a climb speed.
Not a climb speed. That just ranks in climb. And there we go. Don't give me an error. Okay, let's see here. I want to see what your character looks like now. It's all done if you're looking at it, SJ.
Okay.
Because there's not, I mean, it's not a huge level, but it's more than one level. I want to look at
Right.
I want to look at your combat here. Plus 10 initiative. That's nice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's nice.
Wait, do I have you with daggers or do I have you with short swords?
Oh, mine's got short swords on, so
Am I in the wrong character? Oh, I know what I did. I think I know exactly what I did. Campaigns. Giant Slayer. I might have lied to you. Oh, that's what we did. Haha. Yeah. All right. Never mind. I take back everything I just said.
Including the +10 initiative.
Nah, yeah, including the +10 initiative.
Oh, damn it.
My bad. I need to go to journal. I don't have control over this character.
Okay.
That's what it just told me. That's funny.
Right.
How interesting. Yeah, are you able to get into your Hero Lab online stuff?
Well, I've got the page up.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to level you up somehow here. Let's see here. So if you go to the navigate character in the top left.
Yep.
And you go down to my classes.
My classes, yep.
Hit the plus button and select Slayer and then add and close.
So what do I do after I hit Slayer?
Add and close.
What do you mean?
It should just say, there should be a button that says add and close. So if you're in that, like if you hit the plus button in classes and templates to add another level, once you select Slayer, there's a button at the top that says add and close.
Closes automatically. So I hit Slayer and it just closes itself. Hang on.
Let me refresh here. Maybe I navigated you in the wrong direction. Yeah, let's see if I can navigate you to the right place. So let's start from the beginning. Top left-hand corner should be a little thing that says navigate character.
Yeah, and that.
Okay, now if you go down to classes, click my classes.
Yep.
Okay, so it should say 1 Slayer hit points.
Yep.
Okay, so in that area right there in the top right-hand corner, there's an addition sign. Click that. And then, are you able to find Slayer on that list?
Yeah, it's come up with Slayer.
So when you press that addition button, you're able to scroll down to Slayer?
Yeah, I think so. Hang on.
Okay, and then click. So once you select Slayer, like select it, and just after you select it, there's an option in the top right that says Add and Close. Click that, and it should give you 2 layers of Slayer.
Nope.
Is it swearing at you? Like, we don't want to let you do this?
I click the plus
Yeah.
and nothing happens. It brings me up with a description, a stat summary, and that's it. Am I clicking on the wrong thing?
Oh, yes, you are. So in the top right hand corner of that, next to in the same row as classes and templates, there's a little tiny plus button up in the top right hand corner of that area. Let me see if I can do this. I'll do this on
Archetypes, yeah?
No, go above
No.
that. I'm gonna exit out of this.
I don't think I have a plus button in class.